friends and gamers, and welcome back to the Fortress. My name is Jinx, and today we're looking at turn number 11.6, July 1941. It being turn number 11 means that historically there was only 19 turns in this game, so that means we're over halfway done. Currently the Axis have 14 victory points, the Common turn 11, and the Allies have 7-ish. I can't remember exactly. So things look kind of grim for the Allies at this point. Now Germany can pick up a couple more victory points, one of them being capturing Spain, another one capturing Soviet territory, Soviet city rather, maybe a couple. But apart from that, that's all Germany could really do before it maxes itself out. Italy, of course, if it defeats the Royal Navy, it gets an extra 1 victory point, but already they have 2 victory points. And Russia, well, there's not too much Russia can do for capturing territories, except for Turkey, and then it'll start working on either the Allies or the Axis. So there's probably still a major war happening in the cards in Russia's future. Let's go straight to the economic table in an attempt to keep this game quick, or this turn quick. We're doing 5 tech rolls. We upgraded the factory last turn, so we now have 5 dice. So we're playing with the big boys. This one here represents jet fighters. I need to find the proper tile for it. And these are all the numbers I need to achieve. So here we go. A good roll. Alright, so we have strategic rockets, we have long-range aircraft, we have heavy bombers, we don't have advanced artillery, but we do have jet fighters. So 4 out of 5. Fantastic rolls. Fantastic rolls. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up my British buy a little bit. And I'm going to, instead of this strategic bomber, I'm going to get a heavy strategic bomber to lend these to the British. Okay, so this here, I've counted out the money to take that into account. It would have been $1 cheaper beforehand. So this $10, this is from the wartime economy that British got last turn. Now, the rules say that I can give it to whichever nation I want to, so this is going to go to the Far East Command. That's where that's going to. I believe I would have to declare where it's going to at the end of that turn. Okay, so I'm purchasing 4 militia, 5 militia, 6 militia, upgrading infantry. I am getting a coastal gun for $8, and I'm doing, since I've improved construction, I can build both stages of this in 1 turn if I pay the full price. So that's $10 right there. And now this heavy bomber is 13, and this is going to the Free France for $8. That uses up all my money. So I'm gonna go ahead with that. Chinese, of course, they don't have any territory, so they can't build any units. So let's go straight into their turn. Of course, no combat rolls for them because they are still at peace. So because of this Soviet and German threat over there, I have to do something to counter that. Now, I can go and start escorting convoy lines. So that's what we're going to do. So this heavy cruiser, no, this light cruiser and 2 destroyers are going to go from this position with the base. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go on convoy duty right there, which kind of effectively blocks off any potential moves through that area, as far as I'm concerned. Because if the German ships come through there, well, yeah, they can come through here without engaging, but they're not going to be able to convoy anything on that turn, as far as I can tell. Yeah, they can't really go anywhere because they can't pass through this line of fighters. That's the plan. Okay, for non-combat, I'm going to move these 2 transports. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, and jump in with this fleet here. Reason being, well, I don't trust the USSR at this stage. They're a little too strong. And those 2 submarines, since they can't go on convoy escort duty, so they're just going to sit there. They're a little too slow to be functioning in regular war, so they're just going to sit there. If we had some islands further out in the sea, I'd send them that direction, but we don't, so we can't. Non-combat movements on the Pacific side. So this naval transports could have been moving a lot quicker with this strategic naval move. I kind of forgot about that. But nonetheless, it simply goes here. Now these submarines, I'm going to send 3 of them, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3 to Wake Islands. Actually, I'm going to move 5 of them to Wake Island. And I'm going to move the remaining 5 to Hawaii. That's what's going on there. So 5 in Hawaii, 5 off of Wake. Now, what else do we got? So these 2 coastal submarines up north are going to come down, and this fleet in the Pacific Fleet, the 2 battleships, 2 cruisers, 3 destroyers, and the rest are coming down to off the coast of San Francisco. Now, the only people that can hit San Francisco with a surprise strike is this fleet here. So that's 4 light cruisers and 2 battle cruisers. Now, it's a bit too far for them. This fleet here, even though all of them are, like this is a fast battleship, they still can't reach even with their surprise strike. So San Fran is safe. The only place that Caroline fleet can go to is Hawaii. Actually, it's not Caroline, it's Marshall. And there's no naval base here, major naval base in Marshall Islands. So San Fran is safe. Now let's go straight to place unit phase. So I had 6 militia to spend. And so I'm going to place 2 militia here in the Philippines. I'm going to be placing 2 militia in Hawaii, which is over there. 1 militia in Midway and 1 militia in Wake. Additionally, I'm going to upgrade, well, let's go back to the Philippines. I'm going to upgrade one of these militia into an infantry. There we go. And lastly, I have a coastal gun to place and a fortress to place. So that's all going to the Philippines. So now we have 3 militia and 2 infantry in the Philippines, plus a fortress and a coastal gun. Now he can still attack this, especially with his surprise strike. He's got first strike with his aircraft, and so in that circumstance, this could be wiped out. Between the shore bombardment and the first strike by the aircraft, this could all be wiped out. Luckily, the coastal gun and the fortress both get first strike as well, so I have a fair chance of hitting some of their units back. But still, nonetheless, the way I see it is he can't use first strike against both now. It's one or the other. Likely this one will be a surprise strike, and this one will be just a regular move into combat with his Thai forces here in Siam. That is it for that. I don't think there's any other units to place except for our Lend-Lease. Now, Lend-Lease is going to be fairly basic, of course, because there really is not too much to add to it. Oops. So the Free French received their air transport, and the British in London are receiving their heavy strategic bomber. That's what's going on there. So they can start, if they wanted to, they could start bombarding some of their enemies if their enemies cause them grief. We've already been bombarded at our homeland, so maybe it's time to exchange the favor. Perhaps. Perhaps not. Okay, that is it for the American turn, and that is it for turn number 11. So the next video will be, for me, it will be my strategic conference video for turn number 11. And for Panzer King's next video will be the German turn, which I am told he is ready to fire off with all of his purchases ready to go, depending on how aggressive the Americans are. Okay, thank you all for watching, and you all have a great day. Cheers! I almost forgot to do one thing. Wartime, peacetime income increase. So 63 is what I need to hit to be at wartime income, but right now it's 52. So that is a tough one to beat. Let's go roll for it right now. So I'm using a dice 12. Here we go. 5. Well, that's pretty much straight in the middle. So 5 brings us to 57. So I still need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, yeah, there's still a chance I wouldn't be in war next turn, but that's it, guys. Thanks all for watching. Cheers.